Yeah, I only have one hand right now because I had to hold the camera on the other hand, so I can only do this. Hey guys, what's up? And today I'm gonna do a movie review on Wonder Woman. Yes, I will be continuing my DC movie review series where I review movies from the DC universe. Yes, and this will be the second DC movie review in the post-Nolan era. Yes, that is what I'm gonna label all the DC movies after The Dark Knight Rises, post-Nolan era. And this is also a very, I guess, a new movie for the DC universe because this is actually the first live action Wonder Woman film. So Wonder Woman is portrayed by Gal Gadot. I think that's how her name is pronounced, right? Or Gal Gadot, but Gal Gadot sounds better. Gal Gadot plays Wonder Woman, or Diana. She's an Amazonian and she lived on Themyscira, which is an island where there were only women and all of them are warriors and all of them are strong and fast and they're powerful. And then one day, out of the blue, Captain Steve Trevor crash landed onto the coast of Themyscira, and they have never seen a man before, especially for Diana. And so that's new for her. And then after the captain landed, an entire fleet of planes, of German fighting planes, arrived, and there's this whole war breakout on the coast of Themyscira. It was intense. It was all new to the woman warriors on the island, and because of that, Wonder Woman, or Diana, decided to help Steve Trevor on his mission to, I guess, win over Germany in World War One. And then later on in the movie, Diana learned that the Germans will be releasing a deadly poisonous gas on the West End coast. Okay, I'm not that good with history and all, so I'm sorry if I make any mistakes, but apparently the Germans, they're releasing a deadly toxic gas, and Captain Steve Trevor, Wonder Woman, and I guess 3 other people, they are forming a secret team and they have to infiltrate the Germans and take down the gas before it is actually released. And I actually quite enjoy the movie, not gonna lie. First of all, I really like how on the first act, Steve Trevor is new to the whole Amazonian world, and it's all new to him. It's a fish out of water story. But then in the second act and the rest of the acts in the movie, Steve Trevor brings Diana to his own world, or the world that we know we live in right now. And that's also a fish out of water situation for Diana. And because of that, there are a few moments in this movie that's legitimately funny and comedic without the comedy compromising the dramatic moments. Chris Pine portrays Captain Steve Trevor in this movie, and I think he's really well casted. And I also like how the characters, they aren't just, super. They aren't just, let me think of a word. I guess omnipotent. They actually have emotions and they actually have flaws, especially for the character of Diana, or Wonder Woman. And usually in the past, DC movies portray superheroes and supervillains as omnipotent, super powerful, indestructible characters. But in this movie, Diana, she has flaws too, and we can actually see the equality between Diana and the rest of the humans, and I'm really glad about that. I'm really glad about that. And the action sequences, they're actually not bad. They're not as messy and as whack and hideously ridiculous as the other DC movies, namely Batman vs. Superman, which is a total flop. But even though there are a lot of CGI used in the action sequences of the movie, and even though there are a lot of slow-mos in the action sequences, which do get a little obnoxious at a few times, but they are still very, very fun, exciting, and intense, especially that village scene. Wonder Woman is just a badass. But then again, we have the more emotional scenes. We have a scene where Steve Trevor explains humanity to Diana, and it's a really well written scene. I love the scene a lot, and we also get the romantic relationship between Diana and Steve, and it's also really well built up. And I guess the way their relationship played out in the movie is actually critical. It actually I guess it's actually kinda important in the plot. And I also do enjoy the plot twist towards the end. It's well, I think it's safe to say that I didn't see it coming. So it's a good one. It's a good one. And I think Patty Jenkins, who's the director of the movie, did pretty well on the movie, not gonna lie. However, there are also a couple of flaws in the movie. Well, I don't consider them as flaws, but it can potentially become flaws, such as the whole Greek mythology thing. It's a little inconsistent, maybe. How do you tie the entire Greek mythology thing into the DC universe? It's like two different things, but it coexists. But because of that, there are moments in the movie where Chris Pine jokes about the Greek mythology background of Diana, and I think that's Greek mythology used good. And the biggest flaw in the movie, however, is the villains. I don't think they are the strongest villains. They're pretty underdeveloped. Well, to be honest, most villains in the DCEU movies so far are pretty weak. And for this one as well, Ares, the god of war, Ares, he isn't in the movie all the time, as well as other villains. They're all just kind of in the background. But yeah, still, it doesn't take away from the fact that this movie, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. While it's not as ambitious, it's not as wild or larger than life, I think it's a really solid, it's well written meat and potatoes DC superhero movie that has good characters, great chemistry, fun action sequences, and a good message behind it. I'm saying Wonder Woman is what's the verbal rating? I guess it's a movie worth watching, and I am giving Wonder Woman a 7 out of 10. So, have you watched Wonder Woman? From 1 to 10, how much would you rate it? Like if you like it, and subscribe if you want more. And to end the review off, I'm gonna eat this watermelon flavored